Hi Virgo, welcome to your bonus read for the week. I'm going to be taking a look at the person on your mind and why they're being distant with you. I'm going to pull 3 cards to start, clarify each card to give us some more insight. At the end of your reading, I'm going to pull 3 messages plus 1 bonus message from this person from the Hidden Truth Oracle deck, and these are going to be things that you might want to hear, things you might not want to hear, and answers to questions you possibly have. So this is general. It may not resonate for everyone. If it does, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channels. It helps me to pick up on your energy for all future reads. And please remember that time is fluid, so this could be something that happened in your past, currently in your present, or coming up in your future. However, the focus is going to be for the remainder of November 2024. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. So the person on Virgo's mind, show me why they're being distant with Virgo, please. Why are they being distant with Virgo? Interesting. Yeah, so Virgo, this is going to be a pretty, not intense, but very direct reading from this person of their energies, of why they're distancing themselves from you. So we have the Devil at the bottom of the deck. So they felt that you were no good for them. Something like you pulled the rug beneath their feet. They feel betrayed by you. They feel like, you know, you are... like this is permanently over. They're not coming back to this. And so they're turning their back to you and looking forward to something else here. They feel like you two have just like had a very toxic connection, relationship, or that you two bonded over trauma, or you bonded over addictions as well. And so it never was something that was a healthy relationship here. So I have Capricorn energy there. We also have the Tower, the Ten of Swords, and the Three of Wands that comes out here. So Aries energy, as well as Gemini, that comes out here, and then more Aries energy there. But they're feeling like this is just not a health. They felt really in a dark place, and they're starting to feel more of light coming through. If you notice in these cards, they feel like you two fought too much. There was too much chaos, too much drama. There's too much pain, and that there's just like no going back to that. And if you notice, these cards are very dark right here of what they were feeling, but now because they're turning their back and they're looking out into the distance of something better, they're feeling that they're getting their power and their light back here in this situation. Now maybe you just had a relationship that didn't work because it was based off of solely, you know, addictions or something of trauma, but it was never anything that they felt was established from a good place of love and getting to know each other. And so that to them, they always felt like we're never going to get out of this dark place here. But that Ten of Swords of this, you know, feeling that time and time and time again, there's one too many times that, you know, they felt betrayed, or they felt betrayed by you, that this time there's no fixing it. There's no, like, they don't want to feel that anymore. So let's go ahead and clarify the Tower. The Eight of Swords, and then we also have the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So they felt stuck. They felt like it was very chaotic and that they were stuck and they couldn't just leave the situation. But now with the Six of Wands, they're seeing that they're in this victory state of finally being in a place that feels good, where they're recognized. They felt like you didn't recognize them. You made them feel insecure about themselves. And maybe you didn't mean to, Virgo, but they felt like you were really critical. You were really Like you analyzed everything about them and it made them feel like they weren't good enough. It made them feel like everything they did was wrong. Everything about them was wrong. And they didn't like the way that felt. And so it made them feel stuck. And you two being in this chaotic whirlwind of a relationship or situationship, they felt like they were trapped and they didn't like that. But now they do feel this victory of, you know, things being better and things growing around them and being seen by other people, and just being seen in the world and accepting and loving who they are. And that's what they really truly like, is that, you know, things are getting better for them. So they feel like it's better to distance themselves from you. Even if you were like, well, they also put in the, you know, they played a part in this where they did things too. Absolutely. I do see that they recognize that. And that's why they're distancing themselves. That's why they're turning their back and looking in a different direction. But they feel like nothing good came of this situation, and that it was just too much. And it was getting too bad between the two of you. So I do have Leo energy. I also have Gemini energy that comes out here. Let's clarify this 10 of Swords. Yeah, they felt like you said a lot of things that would be hurtful. The King of Swords comes out, that you would just be cold, that you were calculated about things, that you were cold about things, and they felt hurt every time that you told them something. And that you would do it in a way where you would have this kind of like emotional control over them. And they felt like your words hurt and cut very deep, and that you knew exactly what you were saying and what you were doing. And that every time you were taking aim, because if you notice with this King of Swords, he has a bow and he has arrows. There's the 10 of Swords. You always lashed out on them with that bow and arrow, that you knew exactly what you were doing, and that you would take it out on them repeatedly, even if it was just verbal, but that it was not good and that you could get really mad about things. And so the Devil coming out there like this just wasn't healthy, and they felt very restricted to do anything, to be accepted, to feel good in this situation. So maybe you two just weren't a match for each other, and that's okay, but you're wanting to know why they're distancing themselves from you. And this is why. Because they don't want to feel stuck. They want to be in control. They have a plan to move forward here. And they also felt that it was the right thing to do. That going through this, feeling really low and feeling like they're tired of, you know, the verbal abuse. This is how they feel. Okay, this is what they're saying. Whether you feel that it was the other way around, this is how they feel. But they felt like it was one too many times, and enough is enough, and that they needed to take an approach for themselves to leave the situation, because the emotional manipulation, even after the verbal abuse, they felt emotionally manipulated, like for you telling them to stay, or we can fix it, or whatever the case may be. So you two would go round and round and round in this, and they felt like there was nothing that was improving. I do have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and also Capricorn energy that comes out. Let's clarify that 3 of Wands. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Cups. So, you know, turning their back on this situation, they're not even looking backwards. They are moving on, and they're making a plan for themselves. They're mapping out what their next move is here. And they have, you know, excuse me. They have a plan in mind, and they're not moving really fast towards it. So it's not like they're trying to run away, but they're mapping out where their destination is leading them to. And they're trusting that everything that they do is, you know, felt with their heart, and that they're in control, and that it's the right thing for them to do because it makes them feel good and they feel loved. And there might be somebody else out there. And if there isn't just yet, they're taking their time to find that true love as it shows up in their life. But right now they're just making a plan for themselves here with that Knight of Pentacles, and no need to really move fast here. So I do have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, and then I also have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy that comes out here. So let's go ahead and get some messages from this person. What are they holding back from telling Virgo? So first thing at the bottom of the deck is I don't react when people mention you. So if people ask about you, you have a close friend group, or, your family, their family, whatever, ask like, where's Virgo? They try not to react. They're like, oh, they'll say whatever they say, but they try to show little emotion or reaction to the situation between the two of you. Or if like somebody asks if they've talked to you, they try not to show emotion. If they are engaging themselves, which I don't see that right now, but if they are engaging themselves with somebody new who's like, so what was your ex like? They don't show emotion. They try not to react because they don't want one, they don't want to talk bad about you, and they don't want to associate a past relationship with something new that they're trying to, build in their life or like establish in their life. So I'm starting to understand our connection. It was definitely a very like intense connection. I'm going to put it that way. It would be chaotic. There was good, there was bad, there was indifferent, but it seems like to this person there was more chaos than there was good, and that they started to feel very belittled, and that understanding the connection was of a toxic relationship and nothing good was coming from it. Nobody was winning in this situation. That's where they felt like finding out the truth crushed them, because as much as they wanted to stay, they felt it wasn't healthy to stay, and that things were not going to improve between the two of you because of the fact that things were created off of something that was not based on, the beginning of love or things like that. And if it wasn't very long. It was more chaos that your relationship was based off of, is how they see it, than it was of things that were good. And so, the truth crushed them. It made them feel very low, but there's also things that you said that made them feel like the truth of how you feel about them. And it made them really reflect on, this isn't what I want. This isn't healthy for you. It isn't healthy for me. I really don't want to stay in this situation, but I regret lying to you. So something that they lied to you about, they do regret it, and they are taking recognition for that. They are accepting that. Also maybe telling you that you two will always be together, or that you can work through anything. They felt like that was a lie that they should have never told you, because things could not be worked out in this situation. And if they left in a sense of they didn't give you answers and they've distanced themselves and they've left and you don't know what's happened, this is why they lied to you about things working out, because they felt if they told you the truth while you were there, they wouldn't have left. They would have still been stuck, but they had a plan to leave, and they executed that plan very carefully. And over time, they were able to leave the situation, but they are definitely distancing themselves. So you came closer than anyone, making them either want to settle down, or you two having a real, shot at a relationship here. But they might even feel like they're part of the problem. Like they lie, and that creates the problem, which creates the chaos. And you two have this relationship based off of more so lies and trying to fix things, that keep going wrong. but never getting to the point of fixing one thing first and then trusting after that and then building from that. And so that's where the chaos kept coming back in here. But they feel like, you know, you did come closer than anyone for them to feel like we had something special when we did, but we didn't for a long time, and it got really hard to stay in that. So yeah, I know this was a little bit of a hard reading to listen to, Virgo, but you know, their directness, I felt it the moment those first 3 cards came out, and I knew they were going to be very direct in their energy of why they were distancing themselves. So that's why I prepared you as much as I could ahead of time. But this is what I have for you, and if it resonates with your situation, please hit that like button. I will see you in your next reading coming up. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.